My child, it's me, your Lord Jesus Christ, speaking with your spirit right now. So, what I'm about to share with you is pretty significant, almost like it has the weight of forever behind it, even before you took your first breath. And way before the world was set up, I had a feeling this moment was on its way. I put it into your story myself. Every second that got you to this point, every choice that led you to these words, was all part of a bigger plan. You might feel like you just came across this message by chance, but let me tell you something real. I've been getting your heart ready for what I'm about to share with you. Try to keep your focus sharp. Don't let distractions take away this moment from you. It seems like the enemy is already spreading some whispers, trying to get you to think this is just another religious message. I'm reaching out to you because it's really important right now, not to scare you, but because we need to act quickly. It looks like the season you've been in is wrapping up, and a fresh chapter is just around the corner. But whether you dive into this new chapter really comes down to how you handle this moment. A lot of my kids have missed their chances because they didn't hear me calling them. They brushed off what I said, thinking they'd get back to it later, but later never showed up, and that open door just shut for good. I'm not going to let that happen to you. That's why I'm speaking up strongly to reach your spirit. That's why every word really matters and has so much intensity. You've been praying for a breakthrough. You've been calling for a change. I know you've been asking for a sign that I still remember you. Here's your answer. Hey, this is your sign. I want you to know that this is my answer to every tear you've cried in silence, even when you thought I didn't notice. I saw it all. I remember those times when you were really struggling, barely able to lift your head from the pillow. I noticed you trying to smile even though I could see your heart was hurting. I noticed you were wondering if I still loved you. I'm wondering if I still have a plan for your life, and if those promises you once believed were just beautiful lies. I witnessed everything, and I never looked away from you. I noticed you in the bathroom, trying to keep your cries quiet so nobody would notice. I noticed you in your car, just hanging out in the parking lot, looking like you couldn't head inside because it was all a bit too much to handle. I noticed you at 3 a.m., wide awake and feeling anxious, your thoughts racing with worries about what's coming up tomorrow. I was right there with you, soaking up every tear, listening to every unspoken cry, and feeling every heartbreak like it was happening to me too. You might have thought my silence was me being distant, but I was actually right there, closer than your next breath. You might have thought the delays were a sign of denial, but I was actually putting together something much bigger than what you were looking for. I know you're looking for some relief, but I'm actually getting ready to bring about some restoration. You're looking for help, but I'm here to bring about change. You're looking for an escape, but I'm here to help you rise above it all. All those battles you faced behind the scenes were really just preparing you for the wind that's on its way. Each tear that rolled down your cheek was nurturing the seeds of your destiny, ready to blossom soon. Every night you stuck it out, even when you could have easily thrown in the towel, was creating a story that could help others break free from their struggles. Everything was put to good use. Everything had its purpose. Everything came together perfectly for this moment of divine appointment. So, here's the thing you really need to get. This moment really needs you to focus and respond right away. The kingdom of heaven works on its own special timing. When heaven shifts, the earth has to get in line fast, or it might just miss the whole thing. At this moment, things are happening in your favor. Looks like angels have been sent out. Looks like the chains are starting to come undone. Doors that have been locked for years are starting to creak open. If you don't respond or take what I'm offering, it might just slip away from you. Imagine Peter taking a stroll on the water. There it was, the miracle. The power was on. As soon as he looked away from me, as soon as that little bit of doubt slipped in, he started to go under. The same power that kept him going was still there. But you know, that little pause and change in his attention ended up costing him the miracle. I helped him out because I felt sorry for him. If only he had kept his eyes on me and his faith strong, he could have walked all the way here. This is your chance to walk on water. Here's your chance to leave behind those limits and do something that seems impossible. Just make sure to keep your eyes on me. You've got to quiet all the other voices. You've got to hold on to your belief, even when everything around you seems to say otherwise. I totally get what you've been through. I totally get how that rejection hit you hard. I get it. That feeling of betrayal can really shake your ability to trust. I totally get how that disappointment can make you hesitant to hope again. I understand the kind of loss that can take parts of your heart, leaving you feeling like you might never heal. I get it. We all have those mistakes that stick with us, regrets that weigh us down, and fears that hold us back. I get it all, and I still love you. Not ignoring your brokenness, but fully aware of every crack, every scar, and every hurt you carry. I'm aware of that relationship that really broke you, the one you believed would be around for good. I've heard about that dream you held on to for so long, the one you cherished since you were a kid. I've heard about the diagnosis that turned everything upside down, the words that made everything come to a halt. I get it. That financial crisis really hit hard, and it must have felt so frustrating to see everything you worked for just fade away. I was right there with you the whole time, not just watching from afar, but actively helping, even when you might not have felt my presence. You've been led to think that you're too damaged for destiny, too broken for a breakthrough, and too far gone for my grace to touch you. But let me tell you, it's those broken places that will let my light shine the brightest. Your scars will tell the tale of your survival. Those wounds that I once healed will turn into sources of compassion for others who are hurting. Your struggles were meant to break you, but the enemy had other plans. He believed that suffering would keep you quiet, that pain would hold you back, that disappointment could keep you from qualifying. But he really messed up. He didn't expect me to take everything intended for harm and turn it into something beautiful. He just didn't get that I'm the one who turns ashes into beauty, brings joy out of mourning, and creates praise from heaviness. What the enemy thought would be your downfall turned out to be your fresh start. What he thought would be your grave turned out to be your garden instead. What he thought would tear you down ended up building you up instead. Every attack was shaping you. Each battle was making you stronger. Every storm just pulled you in closer to me. So, my dear child, it looks like the time of being hidden is coming to a close. We're all set and ready to go. It's time for things to come to life. You've got to get yourself ready to welcome it in. It's important to sync your heart with the rhythm of heaven. You should totally agree with what I'm doing, even if you don't completely get it yet. This is the point where faith really matters. It's important to get the complete view before making a decision. You're looking for some assurances before moving ahead. You'd like to get the full picture before giving your approval. But that's not how faith works. Faith takes the first step and then sees what comes next. Faith is all about believing first and then receiving later. Faith is always on my side, even when things seem a bit foggy. I hope you know I would never steer you wrong. I'm really hoping you'll trust me now like you never have before. I'm asking you to trust that every promise I've made about your life is still true, still happening, and still on its way to you. I'm asking you to look beyond what you see and trust what my spirit is trying to convey. You might look at the facts and think nothing's different, but faith tells us that there's a lot happening in the spiritual world. God is getting ready for your next season. There's nothing coming your way that's tougher than what's already got your back. Worrying about tomorrow doesn't really hold any power since heaven is already waiting for us. Your fear has been spinning some tales, stories about failing, facing disasters, and experiencing loss. It creates vivid images in your head of all the things that could go wrong. But those stories aren't true. It's all about protection, really. It seems like protection is a recurring theme that heaven is weaving into your life. When fear paints a picture of everything falling apart, just keep in mind the beautiful scenes that heaven has already created. You protected, you raised, you defended, you encircled. Whenever fear chimes in with, "What if?" just share this truth. No matter what storm hits, I've got my protection. Fear is just a tale that wraps up in loss. Protection is really the tale that wraps up with a win. Sometimes, it feels like you've lost a battle, but guess what? Heaven sees it differently. You're still here, and that means you've actually won. There's the argument, the sickness, the betrayal, and then the financial struggle. You might have seen those as losses, but hey, you made it through them. You didn't stay down, did you? So, that means you won. The real win wasn't about dodging the fight. Just getting through it was the real win. Protection might not keep the storm away, but it definitely helps you stay standing when it hits. Your testimony really packs a punch, doesn't it? Your scars aren't just marks. They're evidence that you've been shielded. As you listen right now, you can feel angels calming any threats around you. Any negative words said about you in secret are being wiped away. People are starting to uncover conversations that are aimed at damaging your reputation. Secrets that were hidden in the shadows are coming to light now. There's no need to respond with anger or fear. Protection is here to stand up for you. You've got a defense system around you that's unbreakable. Fear tells you that you're on your own. Heaven's telling you that you're surrounded. Once you really believe that, the enemy loses all their power. You're untouchable, not just for what you do, but for who has your back. There's no need to go through life feeling paranoid. No need to keep checking behind you all the time. There's no need to worry about those who oppose you, because the support you have is way stronger than all of them put together. Feeling small because of fear is tough, but finding protection can really help you feel secure. God's word is strong and resilient. It's final. His shield stays steady. It keeps going. At this moment, heaven is speaking over you. Take a break. I'm here for you. Don't be afraid. Begin your journey of living fully. I've got your back. You've been holding on to the worry that history might just come around again. You've noticed some recurring themes in your family, like illness, betrayal, financial struggles, and early loss, and it's natural to wonder if you'll end up experiencing the same things. But heaven's not having it. The shield surrounding you isn't just a short-term thing. It's something that gets passed down through generations. What affected them won't affect you. What brought them down won't bring you down. It all comes down to you to wrap things up. Your experiences shape you, and that influence will carry on to your kids and even their kids. Fear tells us it might happen again. Protection says it's stopping right here, right now. It's interesting to see how the enemy's whispers are starting to fade away. He's been trying to get you to believe that disaster is just around the corner, that something bad is on its way, and that you're always one step away from falling apart. But here's the thing. Heaven is already all around you. Disasters might give it a shot, but they just can't go past the line that God has set. You're surrounded, safe from every angle, shielded from above and below, in front and behind. The enemy's whispers don't hold any weight. His threats don't hold any weight. You're not fragile. You've got some serious strength behind you. As you listen to these words, just know that there's a protective barrier of fire being strengthened around your life. Hey, did you know that angels are circling around you at this very moment? They've got their swords out. Their wings are all spread out. They're keeping an eye on all the entrances, exits, and paths in your life. This isn't a metaphor. This is what's really going on. That's why accidents always seem to pass you by. That's why your enemies can't catch you off guard. That's the reason why the attacks keep falling short. Protection goes beyond just a promise. It's definitely something you can feel. That presence is right there with you at this moment. You really need to listen to this warning. Blessings and protection don't just vanish. They move from one place to another, If you scroll past this or brush it off as just another message, the protective layer around your life will just move on to someone else. Heaven's windows have specific hours when they're open. They're sealing the hedge right now. Don't let fear or distractions take away what's important to you. Hang in there and take it all in, because the choices you make right now will shape your next chapter. This isn't a suggestion, this is an instruction.